Something about him felt official. He hadn't moved since the round started. Every other player was sprinting, hiding, screaming in the chat. But him? He was just standing in the center of the map. Still. Watching. And he was watching me specifically. I noticed it because his username had no numbers. No underscores. No random letters jammed at the end. Just a clean, simple name. The kind of name that gets reserved. The kind of name you have to earn. Or the kind of name that gets assigned. I tried to shake it off. It's murder mystery too. Weird players are everywhere. But then the murderer ran right past him. Didn't touch him. Didn't even look at him. Like he wasn't a threat. Like he wasn't even really there. I typed in the chat, "Why aren't you moving?" He didn't answer. But he turned his character to face mine directly. I left the server immediately. I joined a new one, different region, different map rotation, found through the main menu. Random server. No way he could predict it. He was already in the lobby. Same username. Same avatar. No expression. Standing still again. My hands went cold. I checked his profile. Account created years ago. 0 friends. 0 games on his list. No avatar items purchased, but the avatar itself was perfect. Clean. Default but deliberate. And his join date? The same week Roblox overhauled their internal moderation tools. I almost closed the game. Almost. But then he typed. "You left pretty fast." 3 words. And my stomach dropped. Because I hadn't said goodbye. I hadn't announced anything. I just left. And in a random server pool, the odds of him landing in the same lobby twice were basically 0. Unless he wasn't using the random server pool at all. The round started. I got Sheriff. Usually I love Sheriff, I get to hunt, I get to protect people. But this time I didn't care about the game. I was watching him. He walked slowly around the edges of the map. Not playing. Just orbiting. Like he was surveying the space. I kept my distance but kept him in my line of sight. Then a player named XX Darkslayer 99XX got murdered right next to him. He didn't flinch. He just typed, "Unfortunate." 1 word. No exclamation point. No emoji. No reaction a real player would have. I typed back, "Did you see who did it?" He said, "I see everything in this server." Not, "I saw the murderer." Not, "I think it was the guy in blue." He said he sees everything. In this server. Like he had a view we didn't have. I fired a warning shot near him, not to kill, just to provoke a reaction. He didn't move. In murder mystery, that's insane. Every real player flinches. Every real player runs. He just typed, "That wasn't necessary." And then he said my username. Not the username I was playing with. My actual main account username. The one I used to log in. The one that wasn't displayed anywhere in that lobby. I sat back from my keyboard. Because that's not possible. Display names and usernames don't always match. The other players in that lobby would have only seen my display name. There was no way, no normal way, he could have seen the account username beneath it. Unless he was looking at a panel we don't have access to. I typed with shaking fingers, "How do you know that name?" Long pause. Longest pause yet. Then, "Because I've been watching your account for 6 days." 6 days. I thought back. 6 days ago I had reported a player for exploiting, wall hacking, speed glitching, ruining lobbies for everyone. I filed the report through the official system. I included screenshots, server IDs, timestamps. I thought it just disappeared into the void like every report does. Apparently it didn't. I typed, "Are you a moderator?" The round ended. Everyone scattered to the next lobby countdown. He didn't move to the spawn point. He typed, "I'm a player. Just like you." But the way he said it, "just like you," felt like a script. Rehearsed. Like he'd said it 100 times before to 100 different people who were getting too close. I started screenshotting everything. Every message. Every server ID. His username, his profile, the timestamps. Then he said, "Screenshots are logged on our end too." I stopped breathing. I hadn't told him I was screenshotting. I hadn't typed it. I hadn't even hinted at it. He was watching my activity in real time. I typed, "Why are you doing this? What do you want?" He said, "The player you reported. He's connected to a larger network. We've been monitoring the network for 3 months. Your report flagged you as a witness. I needed to verify you weren't part of it." I read that message 4 times. So this wasn't a ghost. This wasn't a hacker. This was an investigation. A real one. And I had somehow gotten pulled into the edge of it just by filing a report. I typed, "Why not just contact me through official channels? Why do this in-game?" He paused again. Then, "Official contact alerts the network. We needed to observe you naturally. In your normal environment. Murder mystery 2. My normal environment." I almost laughed. But then something darker hit me. If he was legitimate, if this was a real internal moderation operation, why was there no verification? No badge. No official Roblox message in my inbox. Nothing I could confirm. Because anyone could claim to be a moderator. Anyone could build a clean account, learn the right language, and use it to manipulate players. I'd heard of social engineering schemes on Roblox before. Players pretending to be staff to extract account information. To pressure people into handing over items. To threaten bans that don't exist. And this player, whoever he was, had just told me he'd been watching me for 6 days. I felt sick. I typed, "Prove you're official. Send me a message through the Roblox notification system. Right now. While I watch." Silence. 30 seconds. A full minute. Then, "That's not how this works." And there it was. A real moderator, a real internal Roblox employee operating a monitoring account, would have a way to verify. Would want to verify. Keeping a witness cooperative is basic investigation logic. If you can prove you're legitimate, you prove it. You don't dodge it. He had no verification because there was nothing to verify. I typed, "You're not a moderator. You're a social engineer. You got my account username from a data leak or a third-party lookup tool. You used it to scare me. And you used my report history to build a fake story that would make me feel important, like I was part of something. So I'd keep talking to you." The longest silence of the entire conversation. 3 minutes. I sat there and waited. Then his character walked to the edge of the map. And he typed, "You're smarter than most." Not a denial. Not an explanation. Not a threat. Just that. And then he left the server. I reported the account immediately. Full report. Username, server logs, timestamps, the conversation copied word for word. I sent it through every official channel I had. 2 days later, the account was gone. Profile, deleted. Username, no longer searchable. But here's the part that still keeps me up at night. When I went back to find my original report, the one about the exploiter, the one that supposedly flagged me, I checked the report status in my history. It had been marked as reviewed. Action taken. Case closed. 6 days before this player ever appeared in my lobby. So either my report had nothing to do with any of this, or someone inside the system had access to that report and used it to craft a story specifically tailored to me. I don't know which option scares me more. What I do know is this: the most dangerous players in Roblox aren't the ones running speed hacks or wall hacks. They're the ones who know how the system works well enough to wear it like a costume. Who understand that if you make someone feel like they matter, like they've been chosen, flagged, selected, they'll keep talking. They'll keep giving you information. They'll trust you. Until they don't. My account is fine. My items are still there. Nothing was stolen. But something was taken. Because now every time I join a lobby and I see a player standing still, just watching, I don't assume it's lag. I check their username. I check their profile. And I remember that not everyone in the game is actually playing.